Teams that got caught cheating. Back in 2022, South America's World Cup qualifiers were wrapping up and Ecuador had just secured its spot in Qatar. However, soon after, another country stepped forward with a shocking claim. Chile accused Ecuador of cheating, saying that one of their players, Byron Castillo, was not even Ecuadorian at all. But that was just the beginning of a scandal that nearly cost Ecuador its place at the World Cup. You see, Castillo was officially listed as being born in 1998 in Ecuador, although Chile argued that his real birth certificate showed he was born in 1995 in Tumaco, Colombia. And the problem was, Castillo had already played in 8 qualifying matches, helping Ecuador win 14 crucial points, so if those games were forfeited, Chile would have taken Ecuador's spot in Qatar. But then things got even more insane when evidence started to leak. As it turns out, a British newspaper obtained audio from a private interview Castillo had done back in 2018 with Ecuador's Football Federation. In the recording, Castillo admitted he was born in 1995, that his documents said 1998, and that he had left Colombia as a kid to chase football opportunities in Ecuador. He even gave a different version of his full name, which matched Colombian records instead of Ecuadorian ones. But the most shocking part was that Ecuador's own federation already knew there was a problem. The thing is, they had been aware of irregularities for years, even keeping Castillo away from the national team for a while because they knew using him was risky. Still, once Ecuador officially recognized him as a citizen, they let him play in the qualifiers anyway. But just when it looked like Ecuador might get kicked out of the World Cup, FIFA made a ruling. What I mean is that in June 2022, FIFA dismissed Chile's complaint and said Ecuador could keep its World Cup place. Chile appealed, and the case eventually went all the way to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And right before the World Cup, the court reached its final verdict. But the final decision was not what Chile had hoped for. As it turns out, the court ruled that Ecuador could stay in the World Cup because its government had legally recognized Castillo as Ecuadorian. Still, the judges also found that Castillo's passport contained false information. So Ecuador was punished with a fine and a 3-point deduction for the next World Cup qualifiers. And while Ecuador did play in Qatar, they quietly chose not to take Castillo to the tournament.